Well, students, we're going to work on some abstract trees today. These are one of my favorite projects. This is one of my favorite projects to create. The first thing I would like you to do is to pick a shape. Typically, shapes like circles, squares, rectangles, oval shapes, those ones will work well. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it about a hand space from the bottom. And this is where I'm gonna start my line, or my first shape, because I don't want it to be too close to the bottom. I'm gonna work with triangle shapes, and I'm gonna try to make them pretty big. So that's gonna be the bottom of my triangle, and then I'm gonna make this first triangle shape, and then I'm gonna have one that comes from that, and this is already part of the side, so I can just have that connect. And I'm kind of making like a tower of triangles to go kind of up the middle. And you can see they're still staying pretty big. They're not getting too small. And I'm gonna have this kind of be like one tower of triangle shapes. And then from there, I'm gonna make another set of triangles that's gonna make another branch. So I'm just going to kind of have these triangles building off of each other. And I'm going to leave a little bit of space for my leaves. Now, if you notice, hey, I could have another triangle shape there and squeeze another one in. And I do want to put one over here too. Now, once you have your trunk and your branches, then I would like you to pick one line. So typically on the board I'll have lines like curvy, zigzag, looping, wavy, and you'll pick one line to go around your branches. So here I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna go with a curvy line, and I'm gonna have it just kind of curve around, and it's gonna go around just this one branch. Then I'm gonna make my next line, and it's gonna go around this branch, because sometimes I'll have students go all the way over here. We'll just do one branch at a time. Then I'm gonna have my last one go over here. Once I have my tree and my leaves, now I need to create a background. You can create an imaginary world, an imaginary shape world for it. It could be a hot place, it could be a cold place, it could be in outer space, it could be underwater, it could be more of a realistic place too, if you wanted to have it be in a city or in a neighborhood or in a park. You really get to decide that. I'm gonna make mine more of an outer space type tree. So I would like you to make your horizon line next. So this is gonna be my horizon line. You can see that it's separating my paper in half. So this is my land, this is my sky. One thing that I always like to do is to create kind of a fun shadow for my tree. And here I'm gonna put a shape inside that shadow. And then in my shape world, I might be thinking about different things. Like maybe I'm gonna have a shape plant. And this one I'm gonna do kind of like I did with triangles, but instead I'm using circle shapes. And then instead of using a curvy line, I'm gonna make it look like kind of like a cactus. And I'm gonna do a zigzag line. So using kind of the same ideas of what I've already done, just creating more shape plants. I could do something like a crater or something in my planet here. If you wanted to do just simple like curvy lines, or if I wanted to make kind of like a fun, like wavy, grassy texture or something. And I was thinking if I'm in outer space, I might as well have maybe a spaceship. And I can see that right here, the planet goes over that. So I'm gonna end up taking this line off. So then it looks like the spaceship is landing right on my planet. So if that happens, just erase that off of there, and then it'll make it look like this is in front. I'm gonna have it be like a rocket and have maybe a wing here for it. Oh, I got another line here that's gonna need to be moved a little bit. That just kind of worked out nicely. I'm gonna do some windows on my spaceship. And now I don't wanna forget the sky. So in the sky, I'm gonna think about anything else that I might have. If I'm in outer space, I might have like some planets, like Saturn or something. Now, if I were underwater, maybe I would have coral, or I would have rocks, or maybe some shape type creatures. I'm thinking maybe it'd be fun to do like a shooting star. I'm gonna think about maybe some clouds. So you do want to fill up your sky. I'm gonna have that be so big it goes right off the page. I'm looking like I got some space over here. Maybe this can go around my spaceship. A little bit of wind would be good. Maybe I'm gonna have like a shining star and just do a circle and make it have some lines around it like it's shining. And then I'm thinking, maybe I'm gonna have a cloud that goes behind this planet. And I'm gonna do maybe a sun. And I'm gonna do a sun with some cool little lines to make it look like it's shining. And then I think I'm gonna do some lines that come off of that. Now you can see that I've really kind of filled up my sky with ideas. I've filled up my land with ideas. Now when all of that is done, you can ask me for a marker and we'll trace it out. So here, I'm gonna take this and we'll take out our marker and we'll trace out all of our lines. Now, I'm not gonna trace it all right now. I have one that's already traced out that I can show you. So if you get it all traced and everything is done, then I would like you to take your eraser and erase any of the pencil that you can see. Okay? So that's really where we are on day one, is drawing out our imaginary abstract tree, our imaginary world for it, tracing out with marker. I do want to do one other example real quick for the background. If there are, I'll just use this scrap paper here, but if you're a person who is making a circle for your tree, please make sure that you're not doing this, because I've had students where they go over top of it like that. You want to make sure that if you're doing something like a circle, that you're able to kind of build it on top. So the next circle would go on top of that, and then the next circle would go on top of that, and then the next one would go on top of that, and we would just keep building it up, and then you'd have your other ones go off to the side. So kind of the same thing if I were to do like a rectangle tree, I would do a rectangle, and then I would just continue to have it build up, keeping them pretty big. They can be stacked right on top of each other, or moving some of them a little bit to the side is kind of fun. And then having these ones branch out from there, but still keeping your shapes pretty big. Okay, so let's have fun working on these. I think it'll be great to make something that's abstract.